What's up, guys? It's CC coming back at you today with another video. Today I'll be doing a deck profile for True Draco. I have played True Draco since almost the very beginning. I'd say probably about 6 months to a year after the deck came out, I started playing it. It's always been one of my favorite decks of all time. Really hoping Masterpiece comes back. I think if it does come back, it'll only come back to 1, and I hope Dynamite Knight can go to 2 or 3. Even if it was to go to 3, I'd only run it at 2. But anyway, enough said about the ban list. Let's get on with the deck profile. First off, I play 1 Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter. Really good monster. You can tribute summon all the True Draco monsters with a monster or a continuous spell or trap card. Easy way to get them on the field. And if a card or effect is activated during either player's turn when he is on the field and is tribute summoned, when you tribute summon him and he's on the field during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated by your opponent, you can add 1 trap card from your deck to your hand, or activate it, I do believe. Yep, activate or add to hand. Anyway, next we got 2 Ignis Heat. Another good monster of the deck. Same thing, you can tribute summon him using continuous spells or traps or monsters. And his effect is like Dynamite Knight, where if a card or effect is activated, you can add a spell to your hand. Dynamite adds traps. Ignis adds spells. Next, I play 2 Majesty Maiden, the True Draco Caster. Really good card in the deck. Same thing with the other 2. When a card or effect is activated, you can add a True Draco monster to your hand. Next, I know this is kind of iffy, but this is what I was saying about the ban list. I played 2 Draeth III, the True Draco Cavalry. I know this is kind of iffy, and a lot of True Draco people don't play this, but I play it because it's a different name, and for one, Masterpiece is gone. If Masterpiece was at 2 or 3, I'd run 2 Masterpiece, or if Masterpiece was at 1 and Dynamite Knight was at 2 or 3, I would run 1. I'd take out one of these for Masterpiece and one of these for another Dynamite Knight. But his effect pretty much says, hold on a second. Your opponent cannot target face-up True Draco or True King monsters on the field with card effects, except this card. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And then if this face-up tribute summon monster leaves the field, you can special summon 1 True Draco or True King monster from your deck in defense position. So it's a pretty good card. Not the best. It's not Masterpiece or another Dynamite Knight, but it's pretty good. And we did get some not direct support, but indirect support in Lightning Overdrive, and that's this card. It is a really good card. You could run this in True Dracos or Monarchs, and it would help out the deck tremendously. It is Ankamar Fright. I butchered that name, I understand that. But pretty much this card has a pendulum effect of, if you have no cards in your extra deck, or if this is the only card in your extra deck, you can pop itself in the pendulum zone and to draw a card. And this card's monster effect says if this card is the only card in your face-up extra deck and you have no other cards in your extra deck besides himself, you could special summon himself to the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. Really good card. Gives you a free special and a free draw. Gives the deck a lot more consistency. Next, I run 1 Dragonic Diagram and 2 Mystic Mines for my field spell. I don't run 3 Mystic Mine for one, I don't have a third. Two, even if I did have a third, I probably wouldn't run it. I don't like seeing that many field spells in my hand. If Diagram was to happen to go back at 2, I'd run 2 and 2. But for the moment, this is what I run. This is what I like. It works out for me. And for the one-ofs, I run 1 Terraforming to search the field spells, Called by the Grave for hand traps, and it also can act as a trap if you set it. 1 Regeki. All the True Draco continuous spells and traps, when they leave the field, you could pop cards on your opponent's side of the field. So why not add another layer of destruction to your deck? And I also run Harpy's Feather Duster, the Monarch Stormforth to help tribute summon a Dragoon maybe, or something, of that level to help get rid of it. And I run 1 card of Demise. That's all the one-ofs in the deck. Spells anyway. So yep, I like this. The way I run it. Card of Demise, if it was at more, I definitely would run it at more, but at the current moment it is limited. Next, I run 3 Pot of Duality. Good way to dig deeper into the deck. Not really much I can say about it other than that. You reveal the top 3, pick 1, and shuffle the rest back into the deck. Next, I run 3 True Draco Heritage. Gives you an additional tribute summon for your True Draco monsters. Depending on how many True Draco cards went to your graveyard in that turn. For example, if 1 True Draco monster, 1 True Draco spell, and 1 True Draco trap went to the graveyard, you could draw 1 card for each different type sent to the graveyard. So if you had a monster, spell, and trap of True Draco went to the graveyard, you could draw 3 cards. But let's say if only a monster went to the graveyard, you could draw 1 card. And then if this card leaves the field by, tributed it or a card effect or anything, if it leaves the field and goes to the graveyard, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Next, I run 3 Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. Kind of like True Draco Heritage, except you could target 3 True Draco or True King cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw 1, so good recursion. Also gives you an additional tribute summon, and at the same time, if it leaves the field and goes to the graveyard, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card. And yes, I'm old school. I run some Mirror Forces in this deck. I run 2 regular Mirror Forces and 2 Drowning Mirror Forces. You only got really 7 monsters in the deck besides the 3 Pendulum monsters. So, you got to have a way to kind of protect yourself. I would recommend these Mirror Forces be Storming Mirror Forces. I think Storming's a whole lot better than the regular Mirror Force, but still the regular Mirror Force is pretty good. I run it, but I would recommend Stormings. Next, for some other traps, I run 2 Breakthrough Skill. It can negate monster effects twice because you activate it, target a monster your opponent controls, and negate its effects until the end of the turn. And then when it's in the graveyard during your turn, you can banish it and negate another monster effect. So that's really good. It gives you 2 effects in 1 card. Now, this is a tech choice of preference. I run 2 Sales Pitch. Pretty much what this card does is if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand without drawing it, you can add any card from your deck to your hand. Any spell, any trap, any monster, any card that you need. If you want to add Harpy's Feather Duster, Regeki, a True Draco monster, Breakthrough Skill, anything you want, you can add. So if they add a card from their deck to their hand besides drawing it, you can get anything you need or want. That's why I run it. It's a really good trap card. I run 1 True King's Return. It's okay. It's for sure a one of. I probably might bump this up to 2. I don't know yet. But, you know, it pretty much special summon a True King or True Draco from your graveyard. And if this card leaves the field by tributing or a card effect, you know, same thing as the spells, it destroys a monster instead of spell or trap. So another form of disruption, if you will. And then for the last bit, I run 3 True Draco Apocalypse. Same thing with the other trap card. If it leaves the field and goes to the graveyard, you can destroy a monster your opponent controls. And then it's pretty much got the effect of you can tribute a True Draco card or monster and have your opponent's attack points for the rest of that turn, right? I hardly ever use this card's effect, so let me read it myself. You can target one other True Draco or True King card you control, destroy it, and if you do, the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls become half the current attack, even if the card leaves field. Yep, that's what I thought. And then during your opponent's main phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, tribute summon one True Draco or True King monster face-up. So it gives you an additional tribute summon. It can have your opponent's attack points, for attack and defense points for that turn. And if it leaves the field, you could destroy a monster your opponent controls. Really good card. And there's no extra deck in True Draco. You really don't need an extra deck. So, guys, that has been it for the deck profile. I really hope y'all enjoyed. If you would, as always, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.